Well, hello, and welcome back to part 4 of the D7 battle cruiser build. We're going to start working on the impulse assembly. So we'll start building that, assessing what we need to do, and get started on that. So let's head over to the bench and take a look. Well, welcome back. I got this glued together, so it came along really well. It actually went together pretty nicely, to be honest. Torpedo tubes, or actually this is really, on this ship, the Klingon is actually a torpedo tube. For this, it's actually a deflector array. This here. So many, they show it glowing red like it's, you know, like it's fires or something, but it's really a deflector array on these ships, and they call for it to be silver. This is the older kit, which I'm making the Romulan ship. Being that you can see the bigger holes up here, I did putty those in, and like I said, I decided to go to keep the kit original in a sense, but to make it a little different between that one and my Klingon version. I'm building both of these at the same time. That I put two smaller holes in. Yeah, they were just little bumps, and you were supposed to just paint them with a little red or something, but I'm going to put fiber optics in there to make those glow. But yeah, you can see the difference. And then on the newer kit, you have the accurate sides, but I kept the same size. I could have scratch built, but I kept the original transparent green ones on this one and this one here, and to give it some difference between the Romulan and the Klingon ship. The Klingon ship, I wanted to, you know, go with this one, just keep it, you know, in the similar to the Katinga class. So that's what we did. But yeah, they're curing, so I'm gonna let them sit for a little bit longer. I think I glued them about an hour ago. Let them set better, and then we'll clean up all these seams, especially this one here and around the torpedo tubes. This newer kit, they also, I keep calling it a torpedo tube. I'm doing the exact same what I said not to do, but the deflector array, I'm gonna have to put a little more glue in there, because it's not as tight there, because it's hard to judge unless you have both halves together. So I might have scooched that tube over a little bit. As far as center, I mean, it's okay, and I can hide a lot of that with the putty once I fill in the putty all in there and sand that. But yeah, the part came chrome. They call for it to be painted silver on that kit. I've been looking at pictures, and I don't see that as anything but the hull color, so I'm just going to do that the hull color. I was going to try to keep this one chrome, but it's such a hard fit, and the putty in there, it's best just to putty all this so it looks nice and solid, and just paint it the hull color. I mean, I still could probably go in and just paint the inside silver or something, but I think that's more, I mean, they look kind of cool, shiny chrome line through, but it's not going to be exactly even, so I'm just going to putty it over. It'll hide any weird alignments. Like this one doesn't look that bad because it's hard for your eye to judge without the color difference. This one did much better, fit much better the array. But like I said, that's with some putty, that's going to fix all that problem. But yeah, they're looking good. So let's let them cure. And I think what we're going to work on is the impulse engine assembly. Oh, and I also got the little SMD LED I put right about here inside. So that'll light these windows that I'm going to drill out on both sides of the neck right there. So that worked out good too. So, impulse assembly. And it's weird having two sets of instructions. But I gotta tell you, I do have to tell you this. I think the older instructions are a little more clear as far as, like, this is what they give you for the new kit. Which is fine, but, you know, one page, it's simple to, I mean, this is not a hugely crazy kit. But here it's like everything together, and then you're trying to arrow, you know, point to where things go. Or here you can kind of look just at this assembly. It's bigger. This whole picture is the size of, you know, most of this sheet just for this assembly. Where here it is what you get with this assembly. It's this little corner. So it's a little easier to see where things go. Because they got the top, here's your sides. Like here's one side. And then they don't show the other side, so it's like you got the bottom plate, the lower deck, and the upper deck here showing down, but then, you know, it's just a little more complicated than it needs to be. So actually I think at least, you know, here on this one I can at least look a little better. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's fairly simple. I mean, they give you a big picture of that, but they kind of combined this one and this one together, which is fine. I mean, if this is all you had, this is fine. But this part here is much better than that part here, which is taking up all that in there. And then on this side, yeah, this side gives you a better, I guess you could say, color guide. They use shades of gray. But at least this one does give you a decal. At least a better one. I mean, there's not much decals on at least the Klingon one, so this isn't too bad as well. But it doesn't really give you the window, I'm noticing. And I know they came... Oh no, this one doesn't come with windows. That's why. The older kit doesn't come with window decals. That's the newer kit. It's got to. That's one thing I got to remember. The older kit doesn't have decals, window decals. But I'm ordering. I think it just has the Klingon logo, and that's about it. To be honest, I might not put it back in here. Probably over here. But I believe that's all it is. Oh. Now I'm not going to feel good until I find out where the decals are. Oh, that's right. I put them up. Where did I put them? I have no idea. But I remember putting them up so they wouldn't get wrecked. Me digging through these boxes. Let me make sure. I always feel better if I make sure where things are. Trying to remember. I may have stuck them under something. I don't remember. So let me pause until I find this, because I'll feel much better when I know where they're at. Okay, I'm back. I found them. I put them in the lid of the one kit. So, and I put both of them in a sleeve, because this one here, the old one, you can see how yellow the paper is yeah, who knows what condition those are. And then here's the newer kits, and it does have the windows, but this will be the new Klingon. Plus it's got the piece that goes on the back there on top of the impulse, which this one doesn't. This one just has these two things, which then this one they included that part there as one decal. These are a little funky. They're like a satin. Like, this is shiny, but this is satin. That's weird. But I guess because the ship's supposed to be satin, but you're gonna spray. That might have been what they were thinking. You know, the ship's gonna be satin, so you put a satin decal, so you don't have a shiny decal. Like, they might have been. I don't know if who actually made these decals for them. They might have been trying to get rid of that shiny, you know, because you're putting it. If you're someone that just, they always intend like it's going to be built, like people are just going to put it together and not paint it or anything. So they always just assume that if that happens, you know, you always have this kind of satiny kind of with a glossy decal. I guess they figured if they did like a satin one, it would blend in a lot better. I guess that's what I'm hoping. That's why they're that way. I've never run into this before, and how they only got it satin on the decal and not the rest of the carrier film. I mean, I don't pretend that I know how to make decals or anything, but I thought you can just get this printer, and then a lot of people, or I thought then they did like a clear over top of them or something. Not sure. So I never made decals before. That's right. But the nice thing is, which one looks better as far as logos and. Well, this one's black, green, and red. This one's blue, green, and red. I don't know about the actual Katinga. Yeah, see, this is blue, green, and red, and this is black, green, and red. And I was under the impression that it was blue. At least I know the Katinga is. Maybe on the old D7 it's not, so that's okay. And it's widely different color green. This is more of a blue-green. That's an actual, more of a true green. But it also comes with all these other, like, red slashes, double slash, single slash, these triangles, which I know go on certain spots of the ship. But then I do have the windows to make the window guides. Cool. They got a lot of blacked out windows. Like this whole decal only has 3 little circles on. This one only has the 2 and then the 1. The ones for the neck have none on. But like I said, that kit I actually can, because they did mold, the older kit, I think it is, yeah, they actually molded the kind of like a windowsill, you know, outline. The newer one, it's on the front. The newer one, you can see the window edges there, but nothing on here. And the older one, they even pre-drilled some of them. So that might even work if you do the pre-drilled and the non pre-drilled. But okay, but let's move on and worry about those things later. Let's get the impulse assembly. We don't need the engines. That'll be next though. I might even mess with those really quick anyway to get some paint on them before the end of the night. So let's get assembling this. And I need these, that sprue, and I need that sprue, that sprue, and those pieces. My cats are going crazy. They're playing. Show me the engines. And this is goes underneath. What are they saying about what's that color of that thing? This gives you a better color. Is that the same shade? Yeah, that's the same shade as... So it must get gray around that. They're calling for a medium flat gray green, a medium flat gray, and a light flat gray. But the part that they show as the lightest is not. I'm going to go off the pictures, but still, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, that is not the same as that, so that's got to be that. And they say blend. Okay. Interesting. But anyway. It's weird how, but I like this one because it's a little easier to see what I need. So I need that part, that part. What else comes off of here? Get my good sprue cutters. Looks like mostly everything, well actually everything is coming off of here. That's the opposite of that. The only thing left on this tree are these things to have. You can put these on to hang it from the, I guess to hang it from the air. So I'm not sure how it works because that goes on top. Do you have to drill a hole in it? You would think, or do you just stick the string down and you cap it with that? That's what I'm wondering. And I'm spending a lot of time, I'm sorry, wondering. I mean, they show that. For optional hanging display, bore a small hole through the upper and lower hull. Insert the thread through the holes and tie a loop around the thread retainer and place it in the lower hole. So I guess you just cap it with it. But that's to hang it. And I almost wonder if I should just put that in there anyway, because that looks kind of cool. Is that part of the ship? Or is this just an add-on? Not sure. There they have it on it. Maybe I will put it on it because it would look kind of cool. There they are. Does this one give you a mark? It looks like it does. It's right there, I'm thinking. And I don't know if you go by the... Oh, there it is there, and there it is there. I might put it on the upper one, but I don't think I'd put the lower one on. Because the lower one you can see the notch for the string. If you're hanging it, it's fine. But I might put the upper one up there. I don't know. I'll look in pictures to see if that's an actual... There they go, raring and tearing. If that's a feasible part too. And some of this sprue-ness down. Like even this, I can cut these off to eliminate stuff. But I am going to start keeping, I always do. I usually keep them in the box, the spare sprues. I'm going to start making a box of just those. Like I said, I'm going to use the I think that's everything I need out of that. See, there's really not much left to it. But I think I'm going to use the... they're always good for a scratch build if you need a piping or tubing or something, or I use them to hold LEDs inside ships, because you can set the round sprue like this and put an LED like that if it's a bulb to launch it or set it up. Or I use them for all kinds of things, but I'm definitely going to use it for the board, because you can just lay those sprues like, you know, different ways. And I think that's how they did it. And the only thing I need off of this is these two. All this stuff I'm not going to put on until later. I'm not going to put that stuff on there, all the additives, because they will be silver. So we'll put that on later. This is supposed to be silver behind one of them. The older kit actually is see-through. Like the grills are transparent. You can actually see my finger behind it. So they say paint this silver, so it's silver in the back. Some people will light it red back there. I don't know. That would look kind of cool. If I painted that red, would red light go through it? I used a red bulb. Huh. That would be interesting. What are these? These are extra. Oh, I forgot I have those little lighthouse LEDs, which will come in handy for more focused and weird things. What are those, blue bulbs? Yeah. If I were to throw, do I have a 3-volt battery? I need to hook my power supply up for just a quick light test. It would work. I would put 2 back there, or 3 small ones. Or some people just straight up. But you want a diffuser. I could always do a piece of paper. Or a couple, you know, paper thicknesses. You know, so it would be like that. Looking through a piece of paper that would diffuse it better. Because I think that's a little dark. But if I cut a thin piece of paper in there, that might work. If I want to light it. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. I mean, it glows it a little bit. And that would look kind of cool glow. But that's not quite accurate. To Canon, but sometimes I just like to do something cool because it's cool. You always have to be exactly Canon, or you drive yourself crazy. It's just like, you know, like the navigation strobe light situation. I'm going to keep it a consistent, and since you know, the refits and stuff have a certain strobing thing, I'm going to keep that a similar thing. But the Katinga does have that lit. Well, it makes sense to light that. I mean, I could still get to it. And plus, it still needs to be silver because I want to be able to see the silver. I guess I'll put it together and look and do it normal, but I'm really thinking I'm not going to. A lot of people do. And you'd think it would be. And that, you know, unless this is going to be the whole impulse engine. On the Katinga, that's a shuttle bay. I was always thinking about that. I could always... That's pretty thick. I'd have to cut that out. Like, that's one big engine back there. That would look kind of cool, too. And put a flickering LED back there. But it's not thin enough to really light properly. You gotta go through. Now in the Katinga class it might be a shuttle bay, but this, can we make it an engine? Because there's nothing to show an impulse engine. So unless we do light that up red. Yeah, I'm not sure how I want to do that. Well, regardless, we need this. I'm not doing the engine, so we can... Let's not use my good one to cut a big spur. Use that one so we can put that in there. Eliminate some of these spurs. And I need to go downstairs and get a empty box to put spur scraps in. I usually just store them back in the box, but it's getting crazy. You go dig for parts and you're digging through empty spurs. Alright, and then on this, I only need that. Those two. And technically this. Well, we're going to use it, but how we're going to use it, I'm not sure. Alright. Again, try to consolidate this into just that smaller section. I really like how Mobius has theirs set up. Because I have two of these ships, we're going to be building both at the same time. So, and what we got, should have two of these, two of those, and two of those, and that's the impulse assembly. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Oh, these go to the those other parts that go in there, so it's kind of like yeah, that's all part. All that's getting put on at the same time. And those get silver, I think. Yeah. So I'm actually going to leave these off. Because these get silver. So these are actually going to be left off. So. Okay. And now let's get the Klingon version. Yeah, see how they chromed on this one, they already chromed all that, so. I'm going to be put on very last because I want them shiny. Because you can't flat coat chrome. That looks stupid. Alright, so what parts do we need? We need these. Don't need anything off of that. Looks like they got smarter on sprue spacing too. This I can actually cut off of there. Cut that off. Those are the engine ends. Still debating if I'm going to paint those black. I'm trying to bring more color to the engine because just those just being green just don't look right to me. The Katinga, they did a gun, a gunmetal bluish off blue. I think I'm going to continue doing that. It's my own little thing. It just, to me, I know it's the 60s and they just kept it one thing. But to tie the Katinga and the D7 together, I'm going to do that. I was thinking maybe on the Romulan one, leaving it a green. But I think I'm going to continue that. I just did these and those end caps black. So, and I think I'm going to continue doing that. Yeah, but see the difference? In the casting, I think the older kit is a better casting, to be honest. Way better. It's like they almost went cheaper on this one. There's a little more definition in here. Actually, a lot more definition in there. Finer grills. This might be more accurate to the D7, how this edges. I don't think you're going to see it from that far, but wow, what a difference. Now I could always cut up into that. And I'm not seeing this piece that they say that's, even on the new kit, they still show this piece that goes behind it. This goes like that. And it's supposed to be silver, and it'll show the silver through. I'm not seeing that at all. I forgot they molded it on there. But I guess what I'm going to do is just brush the silver down in there. And I can do that with the... But yeah, that looks better, even though it might not be accurate. These little bumps are higher. But that'll give us the difference in the ships, so I'm going to make sure I clean through there. But yeah, I'm going to have to put this on. It's brilliant to get that silver. That's a brilliant idea to do that. Because then your edges will still be... And if I can still get that on before, with it being on here, I'm going to do it that way. And then this one I'll have to do the harder way of painting in there. But that'll give the difference between the ships. So, alright, there's the upper deck. And we're going to need all this here, but those. Don't need that, but I might as well take it off the sprue. I don't know what color that's got to be, and I'll look on reference photos. That one. And we'll cut those off there, and then this whole sprue. I always make sure, even though there's not much to that, make sure you got everything off and put that there. Now, Jack, what? My cats are Jack and Brooke. But Jack, why are you letting her take the bed? I have a bed in here for her when they want to come in here. And Brooke is a bully, and she takes the bed all the time. He's alright, as long as he's in the same room with me. But that's funny. Alright, I mean, let's get down to parts. That's really all there is to this kit. And it's nice to do a kit that's not overwhelming once in a while. Alright, I spent more time running my flaps. That will keep, because that's going to be silver. So this is a pretty straightforward thing. Here, let me get in here and clean these out while I can see it. Flashing on some of these grills. Stick a simple razor blade in them. Edge up. Just clean it up anywhere. It's going to be hard to get once it's together. I'm mainly cleaning those in between each bars here. That's much better. thinking a little Scotch-Brite will pull off the burrs. Yep. There's something going on here. There you go. That looks a lot better. Yeah, that's amazing. Clean that up before we put it on. Oh, the upper part. So here we go. We got all our parts. Let's get some type of... So we didn't cut these off. And we didn't cut these off. And cutting these screws, I always try to pick the angle that it's kind of the part is, and gives you less sanding. Two pieces of screw. So we got those two. There's those two. Those two. And I guess, yeah, let's look at the difference. So those pretty much spot on. Yeah, I'm like questioning if I should do an impulse engine back there. Like the exhaust, at least. It'd be nice to have something in the back of the ship glowing. But there's no reference on where it is. You know, back here they're just look like that. There's no real reference. You'd have to do it all from the front. Drill a couple holes and then cut your way across. And I'm not sure if I'm wanting to do that. I still might think, well, how would I glow this one red? This is the Klingon one, and this is kind of a greenish mint green, like, or whatever color, and that's going to show ground. I can always do green for the Romulan and red for the Klingon. This is the Romulan, so would green shine through there? I might end up putting like a thin white piece of, I do have white styrene, I think. I don't know how much. It's not showing enough. I mean, I could sand this thin. That's an idea too. I could sand this as thin as I can get it. To get the color to go through. But anyway, let's move on. Let's get it together and see what we can do at that point. So it's pretty much going to be as simple as good glue. It's as simple as putting parts on here. How do these work? Just go like that. Ah, I see. Let's go like that. They're going to be fun to get lined up. Is the upper deck overhang? Yeah, because the back probably goes on like that. Yeah. Alright, and I can still sand all that because it's all in line. I might hit it with a little here. It's easier to get to them. And clean up the glue edge. It's always good to clean up. glue. Tiny clamp to hold it. Instead of having to do that all the time, I just bring that drawer out. There we go. Let's do the same to this one. Same edge that the sprue is on. Those are stubborn. Go to the 320. Clean up the edge. It's gonna say fine. There we go. Always like to do a dry fit. That fits even better than the other one. Actually, well, it doesn't hurt to dab a. It doesn't hurt to do that. Alrighty. Now I wonder if I should put these on first. These are part of a different assembly. So, we definitely got to clean these edges up. And we should dry fit to see what else needs it. Else needs to be cleaned up because it was fitting kind of funky when I first tried to put this on. Boy, that's a really bad fit. That one's not as bad. It's like you gotta kind of hold that and then... Yeah, there's gonna be some serious putty on this part right there. But I didn't sand this part either, so. But I have a feeling, no matter what I do, there's something weird going on here too. Clean that up, but still. I don't think that's going to make it fit any better. It's not fitting bad there. It's up in here. I'm just going to have to press at it. If I press it, it actually doesn't do too bad of a job. It's like a warp in it. Let's start with the easier side. Because this one's... But then, like, how's that rear end going to fit with that way out like that? But that's the way it has to go. So we might have to put a little crazy glue there to make sure everything holds. That helped actually a lot. It's amazing what a little bit of sanding can make things fit better. There's no real way to